Austin, obviously with the team acquiring Bradley Chubb, I know that he's, I guess by position an outside linebacker, but he's along the defensive front. Just can you kind of speak to maybe the different things that the team's able to do in terms of lining guys up? I mean, do you anticipate more flexibility in terms of, lining guys up?
Yeah, I think he's smart, tough, physical. Set the edge, can rush well at various different spots. To be honest with you, he we got our first full practice today, so excited to work with him. I think personality-wise, he's a great fit with the group, and a lot of those things will be game plan specific as we get going here. So, kind of a little too early to tell, but you'll see Sunday.
When the trade goes down, I mean, I'm sure you're probably prepping or whatever, getting ready for the Bears. But in the middle of this game week prep, I mean, do you start looking at old Bradley Chubb film and thinking, all right, we can do this, we can do that?
Yeah, I think anytime you add a great player like that, it's what fits the system, and along with all the other guys too, and how can we be the best cohesive unit up front, and excited about all the things he brings to the table for sure.
You mentioned you're going to be working with him. Is you a combination of you and Ty?
Yeah, like with the front, like all of us work together, especially when we're doing the rush stuff. And, Ty does a hell of a job. Derek LeBlanc, everybody does a great job. So just, about affecting that quarterback, that's what we're focused on. And this week, stopping the run is at the forefront as well.
Austin, speaking of that, you guys have a good ranking in run defense, and I'm wondering what the defensive line has been doing well in that regard.
Yeah, I think it's week to week. We're playing the number one run offense in the NFL this week, and it's going to be a big challenge for us. But pad leverage, eye control, exploding out of your hips, using your hands, pending front, pending alignment, setting the edge on the perimeter has been big for us. And there's definitely some things to clean up from the last game for sure. We're excited about the challenge this week.
How is Ogba doing?
Yeah, I think Og, missed the game, came back last week. I think, we saw some flashes of what we want him to do. And, I think early on, a little bit of a fast start. Then, technique-wise, there's some pad leverage things that we can clean up. But he had a great day yesterday. He's feeling great, and we're really excited about him this weekend.
Sorry to bring up a negative, but when a guy lines up offsides multiple times, why is that usually happening? How often is a guy actually offsides and not called for it?
Yeah, no question. First and foremost, those offsides penalties, that's a direct reflection of me, and it's unacceptable, and we got to clean that up. And I think in terms of a game, we got to adjust. We got to get, we got to get the guy back. You got to adjust to kind of how it's being called, and those were offsides penalties. And I think what happens sometimes is when the offensive line is lining up deep off the ball, in some instances, the spacing is now further. And like some players can try to get tighter. Well, you have to line off the ball, not the man. And, you got to adjust. So I promise you this. We've been working on that yesterday and today. And, it's something that takes no talent, just to line on sides. And we'll clean that up.
Coach, you mentioned Chubb having kind of a good personality to fit in with the guys. What do you do to kind of acclimate him into a room? Like, I imagine it's like a first day of school, like new student type of situation. Is there something you do to try to get him into the room to just make him one of the guys?
I don't think it's anything that a coach does. I think it's something that the players do. And I think, the minute you add a great player, the great players we have on this team were fired up. And, they got to gel together, how to rush together, how to play together. And I think it's a selfless thing. And I think that our players, our team, and what Mike's built here is phenomenal. And I think, a player like that can thrive.